Yo, what's up, I'm Brian here, doing another video for you guys, and this time we're going to be taking a look at the newly revealed Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Rodimus Prime. Now, if you're wondering, hey, this should be in the Studio Series 86 line, what's it doing in Kingdom? Well, Kingdom already has a mix of other things. I mean, we already got the Cyclonus and a repack of RC, but not only that, this is going to be a Commander class figure, and already right off the bat, people have complaints about it, because this figure definitely would be suited more so for a leader class toy when you're taking a look at the initial robot, but I want to explain this isn't entirely what we are going to get from the figure. It's also going to come with a trailer setup that apparently is going to transform into the base, much like the original Generation 1 toy. So keep that in mind, this isn't entirely what we're getting from the figure, but this is a nice setup to where we can actually talk about something. And it's kind of the same thing with the Studio Series 86 Hot Rod, where people speculate that that was upgraded to a Voyager class packaging because Hasbro wanted more money out of it. This could have been a leader class toy, and I'm pretty sure people would have been fine with that. I'm not sure if I really subscribe to that idea, but it is out there and I can understand where people are coming from. But regardless, we're going to take a look at the initial toy. Now, some people also complain because, well, we got the Hot Rod. I don't need to pay $120, $130, however much for a Commander class version of it when I could just buy that. Well, when you take a look at Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime, of course we were going to get a Rodimus Prime followed up with the Hot Rod. I mean, with 86, you know, the Studio Series lineup, Rodimus Prime is sure to come out. We kind of expected that, and we would expect that it's going to be more expensive than the Hot Rod figure. But not only that, I want to explain that this mold is actually very different to the Hot Rod figure. Now, I still want to get the Hot Rod, and I'm still not sure if I really want to get the Rodimus Prime, because yeah, the trailer might be cool, but it's essentially the same character. I'm not sure if I really need it. But if you're hesitant because you think that they are the exact same figure, that's not the case. You can see some transformation hinges underneath the armpits that are very different to the original figure, and you can also see some subtle changes and some very big changes to where this isn't the same figure, and I'm going to make those comparisons when we take a look at the initial alt modes. But it does remind me of the original Rodimus Prime in the cartoon, where if you watch the transformation, every transformation scene he has is very different on how it converts. So with that out of the way, these are the two images. We're going to start off with the alt mode, and on top you can see the Studio Series 86 version of Hot Rod. At the bottom, this is the Kingdom Commander class version. I also want to explain that it seems to have two portholes on the spoiler wing that I would guess is going to combine with the trailer setup. And take a look at the alt modes. The version that we got for the Rodimus Prime definitely reminds me more so of the Power of the Primes version of Hot Rod. And you can see that there are quite a few changes to the mold. The front portion of the cap is not this triangular shape. It's not as sharp. It's actually very flat. You can definitely see that with the lights on the side. The flame is also a little more classic, and it doesn't have the engine. The windscreen is much bigger by comparison, and it doesn't have that red line. It also doesn't have that obnoxious transformation hinge, and it also looks like the spoiler also has a orange paint application on the top. Now, I thought that at the very least, maybe the arms are the same, because it seems like they just attach to the side, and that doesn't even seem to be the case either, because you can see a kind of slot where the ball joint seems to fit on the other side to the Studio Series, or not, sorry, the Kingdom version. And then you could also see that gray hinge and the little lip of plastic that the hinge would wrap around on the elbow. And I'm not really seeing that on the Kingdom version. Also, you can see that the pipes are very different too. So, yeah, also, the wheels are not painted on that version. I don't know why. But, yeah, and also the back underneath the spoiler seems to be a little more complex going into it, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Seems like it's not going to have a very similar transformation. Well, maybe similar, but it's going to be different. And then we take a look at the robot mode, and again, you can see some huge changes. You can obviously see that the head is different. The head looks a little more rounded off, a little more square at the bottom here. Definitely looks more like a Rodimus Prime. You can also see that the colors look like they're going to be darker. I'm not sure if that's accurate. It's very blurry images. You could also see that the weapons have been changed out. It seems like he's got the longer rifle, and then he's also got a sword. Now, there was a rumor a while back that apparently the Hot Rod, or the Rodimus, it's so confusing, is going to be some mutant version of it. I'm not sure if it's going to have maybe some armor set up and the sword is supposed to come with it that kind of implements it to the Kingdom lineup. Kind of like maybe it's got a fossilizer figure that's supposed to attach to it. I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. But, yeah, again, I can see huge changes to the mold. It might not seem like it, and you know, they are very similar on how they're designed, but they are different figures, and I want to make that clear. Whether or not that means that you definitely want to jump on this is totally up to you, but I'm just making that point. So with that out of the way, what do you guys think? Please comment below, let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. And I will see you guys next time. One more thing I forgot to mention, I'm curious exactly how they're going to do the opening chest thing. It seems like the chest has a panel that's a separate piece, so